Hello. I hope this is working. Okay, howdy. How's everyone doing? All right, let's get into this trade recap. Wow, it's a little laggy. By a little, I mean a fuck ton. Uh-oh. Yo, the parking enforcer is literally right in front of me. I paid my time. What time is it? I gotta read. Anyway, I'll let that bitch fucking ruin this. Jesus Christ, we are lagging. It's okay. The audio's probably fine. All right. So we're not logged in our trade of 8, but that's okay. I'm gonna let you know what we took here. We took this short. We took a short around here on the 5 minutes. This so my initial bias for today was definitely longs, but I was wanting shorts. I was thinking to myself, this is definitely a retracement. It's a big retracement at that, but we've had some big moves to the downside. So we're probably going to get some breakout moves to the downside. So I took a short. Um, Thinking back, this might not have been the greatest trade, but for what happened and kind of the thought processes and all that stuff, it was a pretty good trade. So let's get into it. Basically, we took this short right after we inversed this 5 minute fair value gap here. We had swept all of these highs had been swept, and we created a lower high here. These were giving me bearish confluences, and I was like, all righty, we can go in on a short here. We went in probably around here. We had our stops. Somewhere around here was a resting high. I don't remember where. Let's pull up the 1 minute. Yeah, so originally we set our stops all the way up here, and we had our take profits. We had our take profit all the way down here for about a 1-to-1. However, I noticed that on the hourly, we were tapping into, was it on the hourly? Or was it on the 30 minute? I think it might have been on the 30 minute. We were tapping into another fair value gap. Yeah. Right here after this short, we had tapped into this fair value gap. So I was like, okay, I need to mitigate my risk. I need to set a tighter take profit and a tighter stop loss. After that happened, and we kind of started displacing even lower around around here. I moved my stops to this guy down here, and we moved our take profit to these lows here. And we actually moved it to the body of this candle just to really make sure that we were going to hit take profit here. As you can see, right before we take profit, this mother fricker just dances around, just edges my take profit by 2 freaking points. It came all the way up here. And then as it came up here, I was like, screw it. Just get me out of this trade. Just get me out of here. And luckily it came down with some really nice momentum. And we ended up getting a reversal off of it afterwards. I would say, this was definitely a married bias trade, something that we need to work on. But at the same time, it was the greatest retracement that we've had in the morning. So I'm pretty happy about this trade. I'm gonna be 100. I have been, I guess we'll get into the rambling portion of this video, and then we'll end off with the what I could do better, what I did good. My psych is completely fucked. I had one of the worst losing days of my entire career on Wednesday. I actually won on that day. I made like $350 on one trade and ended up being like $150 in profit. But like you heard, I made 350 and only made 150 in profit. That's because I was down $200 over the course of like 20 trades. This has completely fucked my psyche. I think that I have a really big problem with giving up. When the trade doesn't go through and I lose, I have this really big problem of being like, I can make it back. It's not even really just like, I mean, it definitely falls under the umbrella of revenge trading, but it's more so just like, I just don't want to accept the fact that I lost that day. I don't want to give up. And I've had this mentality my whole life. And I feel like, in a lot of aspects, it's really helped me out. And like, I think that it can help me out with trading, but not in the trade by trade mindset, like not on the day to day, like on the progressive, whole career of this trading thing. That mentality of being like, I am never fucking giving up on fucking anything, and you can suck my dick if you think I am. So it's just like, you know, I I definitely think that there needs to be like a golden mean with that. If I lose on one trade, that's it for the day, and you got to deal with it. And you can't. You're gonna get sad with it. It's definitely going to put you in a bad mood for the day. Losing $500, who wouldn't be mad at that? But at the same time, it's like at the same time you have to keep going. I think that my not giving up mentality is too quick. It's too like it's too like we just failed. We need to succeed now. And it needs to be like we just failed. We need to stick with this and wait for the next opportunity to succeed. And that's where I think that my not giving up mentality is really going to pull through. And I don't want this to sound like I'm like tooting my own horn here. I never give up. I'm a soldier. I keep going. I carry the boats. But it's like it really is that. Like people have told me in my life how fucking stubborn I am about things, and like how adamant I am about things that I predict, and like all that stuff. And like in some areas it's going to help with my trading, but also in the day to day and the everything happening now, that's that might you know that might make me spiral 100%. But I think that I'm going to stop looking for a reason to trade every day. Like I've been telling myself that you know I've been telling myself that like find a reason to trade, have the markets to give you a reason to go in, all that stuff. But it's like I need to take action on that mentality, on that thought. And I think that I am going to start doing that. I think that I'm going to start risking more, and I'm going to start um I'm really going to start like this would have been a great long, like oh my God. Yeah. Definitely a little bit of a ramble this trade recap. But how else could I put it? What else could I say? Um, yeah, I think this Iran war shit's over. Man, I was really hoping that we were gonna get a break out of this consolidation to the downside, but the more and more that this market just keeps trending up, we might be hitting some longs this week. Like, okay, so my sort of prediction of the market right now is that this high is going to get hit. This is one of those fucking insider trading highs that was was taken a long time ago, and I bet you that this is really not just what, Price is trying to seek out, it's what the people are trying to seek out. We are trying to stop people out here, and probably even subsequently here into this into this pretty major area of liquidity here. I wouldn't consider these relative equal highs, but I definitely think that this is an area that Price is seeking out right now. And we are I mean, we're kind of close to it. We're like about, what, like how many points away are we from this? Only like 78 points from that one. Only about 50 points away from that insider trading high. God damn, dude. Last week was absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Three absolutely obvious signs of insider information. And when it's that obvious, when it is and it's that large, that means that someone at the top is doing that shit. I mean, I don't want to say Donald Trump himself was on fucking TradingView doing this shit, but like I definitely think that someone in the Oval Office or someone very high up in Congress is making these trades. Like I mean, the person that longed the market, like when was that huge mark? The person that longed right here, right before it went all the way up, that person made $60 billion. $60 billion with a B. I mean, 60 million would have been absolutely outrageous, but billion? I heard they made $60 billion last week. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous, dude. It's absolutely crazy to just see the absolute fucking manipulation and unfairness that's going on in these markets. I mean, it is kind of good for me though, personally, because I'm starting out my trading journey in some of the worst price action that we've ever seen in the markets in recent years, in some of the most high frequency events of insider trading that we've seen in recent years, in some of the worst real world conditions that we've seen in recent years. I mean, this might be the worst time to learn how to trade in the markets. However, if you can figure it out, if you can figure out how to trade in these markets right now, once we start actually getting some good price action, then you're really going to start making some freaking money. Then it's just going to be easy, you know? And that's where my head's been at for the last couple of days. Yesterday, I don't think I made a trade recap yesterday. I definitely should have. I messed up again, man. I lost like 160, I think, and then I turned it into like a $200 loss because I stayed on the charts because I can't give up. And if we lose tomorrow, that's gonna suck. But the way to get 1% better is to get off the charts when we lose. So, what did we do good today? We didn't hesitate. We did not hesitate. We saw our setup, went in on the trade and took profits. Had stops at good levels, had TPs at good levels. I mean, when I enter a trade and it hits my take profit and then immediately reverses, that's how I know it was a good trade. When I hit take profit and it keeps going, like if I had entered a long